Hey guys, it's Sapriya. Welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to film this look right here using the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, and I love this palette. Today was the first day that I actually got to play around with it, and I love it. It was a little bit on the pricey end, but I think it is so worth it. What is my hair doing? It is so worth it because there's just so many variations. There's so many looks that you could create with this palette. If you guys like this makeup look, please keep watching. To start, I already have my eyebrows filled in and used a little bit of concealer to carve them out to make them neat. I'm taking these crocodile clips that I picked up at TJ Maxx, and such a good purchase. They just are so easy and get the job done. I'm now going to be picking up some primer from the brand Ordinary. It's a silicone-based primer. It doesn't do so much for filling in my pores, but I like the way it makes my skin feel and preps it for foundation and concealer. It's a very slick feeling. I'm taking my Born This Way concealer by Too Faced and going to be applying that on my dark spots and my acne scars, anywhere that I really need it. For today's look, I won't be using any foundation just because that's how I normally wear my makeup looks. I hardly ever wear foundation and just do it for my videos just because I feel like it's fun. But if I were to go out ordinarily, I would just wear some concealer and call it a day. I'm then going in with a lighter concealer by Maybelline and applying that on my darker areas, just the areas that I feel like need a little bit more help, and my eyelids to prime them for the eyeshadow. I really don't need an excuse to use this cucumber water spray. I just spray the tiniest amount on my brush to help move the product on my face a little better, and it reminds me of my mama. For my contour today, I'll be using the Bare Minerals Skin Concealer. I don't know what it's called exactly, but I'll have it listed in the bottom bar. I tend to lean towards a contour that has a warmer undertone as opposed to a cool undertone, just because I feel like it looks better on my skin tone. And I really like this concealer. This is the first time that I was trying it out. It's a thinner consistency, so it's easier to blend in. And as per usual, I'll be taking my Coty Spun Loose Translucent Powder, wow that's a handful, and packing that underneath my eyes to prevent any creasing. Oh, and I also want to quickly mention that the background is not meant to be a backdrop by any means. I know it's super distracting with my robe and it's black and white and it's just a lot going on. I just didn't realize that it would look this busy while I was filming, but now I know, so we'll be up there next time. Thanks so much. Next up, I'm going to be taking my Translucent Powder in Deep by Mercier and setting the areas that I contoured. For my eyes, I'm going to be using my Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. Ugh, look at this palette. It is so beautiful. Every time I look at it, it just makes me so happy. I'm taking the shade Eden with this big fluffy brush. It's actually a concealer brush, but I'm just using that to apply it all over my lid and especially my crease. For the second shade, I'm going to be taking the shade Saffron, which is this beautiful burgundy red shade, and apply that with a smaller crease brush, just concentrating that obviously in the crease and winging it ever so slightly. You don't have to be too precise with this part, but just make sure that you're working back and forth, dipping into the color and blending at the same time, and also flicking it at the very end. I switched out my brush to a flat one just to help define the crease better, and it's easier to wing out your eyeshadow with a brush like this, but I go back and forth with the previous brush to diffuse the color and pack it on. I'm then taking my concealer stick by Maybelline and just applying that all over the lid. I'm not exactly doing a cut crease, but I do want a clean slate for the next eyeshadow so it really pops on the eyelid. With my finger, I'm taking the shade Celestial, which is this beautiful gold shimmer with pink reflex in it, and just packing that all over my lid. With shades like this, I really feel like it just comes out so much better when you use your finger. Taking this dark chocolate brown from the palette called Oud and just applying that in the outermost corner just to deepen up the look. For my lower lash line, I'll be taking a combination of the shade Eden and Blood Moon. For some shimmer, I'm going to be taking the same shade that I put on my eyelid called Celestial and put that in the inner corner of my eye. I'm taking my favorite NYC liquid liner in Jet Black and lining my upper lash line just to help cover anything that goes on with the lashes, because you know sometimes falsies, they don't cooperate so much, so you gotta do everything you can to hide that band. Using this black oil mascara by Josie Maran, what's her name? I don't know her name. But taking that mascara and prepping it for falsies. I'm applying some Kiss eyelashes. I don't know the style, but everything will be in the bottom bar. I just usually use my hands because I feel like it's easier as opposed to tweezers. I don't know, and a lot of people say that it's the opposite. For me, it's always just been easier with my hands. But I'm applying more mascara after to blend the two, because that is key. Taking the Dose of Colors highlighter in the shade Fuego and applying that all over my cheekbones, bridge of my nose, tip of my nose, cupid's bow, and a little bit on my forehead. This is such a stunning highlighter. It is like the classic champagne gold highlighter. I'm going to be using a lot of this in the summertime and definitely going to be hitting pan. I like to take my beauty blender and just press that into my skin wherever I apply the highlighter so it kind of melts into the skin as opposed to sits on top of it. I'm taking my BH Cosmetics blush palette and taking this very pretty peach shade and applying that all over my cheeks and a little bit on my nose, chin, and forehead, just because I feel like if you're naturally blushing, that's where you would blush, not just your cheeks. To finish off the look, I'm going to take my Huda Beauty liquid lipstick in the shade Trendsetter and apply that all over my lips. It's a beautiful brown nude, but I feel like it was a little too dark for my eye makeup, so I mixed some of my NYX lip cream in the shade London to lighten it up a bit. Alright guys, this is the final look. I really like how this look turned out. I feel like it is such a pretty springtime makeup look. If you guys like this look, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.